Today I'm going to talk about specific tips for riding an MT-03 on the highway, although this applies for pretty much any motorcycle. One tip that I failed to do today is to commute when there's less traffic. I tried to get out early. I couldn't find my ID for work. I lost like 15 minutes until I found it, and now traffic is a little bit denser, which may help illustrate some other tips. A second tip is to keep your distance from vehicles in front of you. A lot of motorcycles think they're smaller, lighter, they can brake quickly. You still want to maximize your reaction times. Don't ride on people's bumper. There's no reason for that. Another tip is to ride off of center. Either ride on the left side of the lane or the right side, so you can go around a car. If they brake suddenly, you have a little bit more of an escape route. On a bike like the MT-03, you can't be afraid to rev it, because the only way you're going to get quick acceleration and ability to pass other cars or maneuver is to keep it up in the rev range. Shift it down a couple of gears and rev it. Take it to redline. The bike loves it, and it's designed for that, so you're not hurting anything. You're not hurting the engine, you're not hurting the transmission. Yamaha does an awesome job designing their engines and drivetrains for high revs and aggressive use. Another tip is to constantly be checking your mirrors. You know, every 8 to 10 seconds you should be glancing at both mirrors. And I'm kind of doing that with my eyes. I'm not turning my head all the time, so maybe you haven't noticed I've been doing that. By checking your mirrors frequently, you're developing a mental math of what's around you, of the traffic around you, and you have an idea of where the gaps are, and if you can quickly move to another lane if you need to avoid an issue in your lane. For some reason these cars are stopped completely, and because I'm on the left side of the lane, I've got a way out or more time to stop, more visibility of what's going on. And I also give the cars behind me an easier way to not run into me. That was a very strange stoppage. This merging lanes, they never go to a full stop like that. I wasn't expecting it, but luckily because of my lane position, I was able to see what was going on and stop in time. For cars, the safest lane typically is the second lane from the right or the second lane from the left. On motorcycles, I find that it's better to stay all the way to the right or all the way to the left. You're less visible to other cars. So by staying on one of the outside lanes, either far right or far left, you only have to worry about cars seeing you in one lane and not on both sides. Because I'm talking, I'm a little bit distracted and I leave my turn signal on forever, so that's signaling to other cars that I'm doing something that I'm not, so that's not good. You gotta turn your turn signal off. The Motorcycle Safety Foundation, if you go to the rider safety course, they recommend that you ride a little bit faster than the surrounding traffic, so that you're only looking for issues in front of you and to the sides as opposed to behind you. There's nobody behind me right now in this lane, so I feel okay riding with traffic. When I'm riding next to a car like this vehicle here, I like to ride in that side of the lane so they can see me through their mirror. If I were to pass them, you know, then I would move to the right, pass them, and now they can see me, and I'm free to move back either to the left, or you can stay on the right as well. Always be adjusting your position in the lane to, number one, maximize space between you and other cars, and number two, to make yourself visible. So here again, I'm staying in the left, so I'm in the side view mirror of that vehicle. Then I'll shift to the right as I pass, then back over to the left so I can be visible to this truck. On a naked bike like this, if you're going to be doing a lot of highway riding, it's also a good idea to get a front windshield. The force of the wind does start becoming distracting and problematic at 70 miles an hour or so. It can wear down on you, and it makes you not want to ride too much faster than 70, 75, and sometimes on highways you might have to be going 80 to keep up with traffic or to pass other vehicles. At least a little fly screen in the front to take some pressure off your chest is usually a good idea. Very important is also to check your tires. Check the pressure of your tires frequently. Make sure the tires are in good condition. On the highway at higher speeds, it's especially critical that you don't have a tire failure. You want to make sure you're wearing all your safety gear. Ride with full armored gear, helmets, armored jacket, armored pants, motorcycle boots, gloves. And a very important thing is to make sure you have either sunglasses or a tinted visor if you're going to be riding into the sun like this in the morning. That's very important for safety, because you got to keep good visibility, and you don't want to be blinded by the sun. Another very important piece of safety gear, believe it or not, is earplugs. For riding on the highway, the wind speeds are pretty high, and earplugs really help you actually hear other cars better and help you to not lose your hearing. In the daytime, I also like to ride with my brights on. I've seen many motorcycles when I'm in a car that are riding with their brights on, and in the daytime it's not bothersome at all, and it really does increase visibility. If you find this type of content useful, please consider subscribing and hit that like button to be notified of future content.